Welcome to my poster presentation, Designing an Engaging Online Class for Success. I'm Dr. Elba Sepulveda. I'm an instructional designer at Johns Hopkins University, passionate educator about science and computer science. This poster is about the process as a team of instructional designers develop online classes. They are grounded in research-based activities to promote active learning. The design support in-person, online, blended, hybrid, or remote courses. We recommend this session to any teacher who wants to improve their course at any level. I will be providing the theory and practice tips when applying the instructional design process. This presentation aligns with ISTE standards for educators. The main standard is designer, and the connected standards are collaborator and analyst. After COVID, we need to reimagine learning and give the students opportunities to learn and express themselves in diverse ways. You can use a template to plan the learning experience. I recommend including the following: introduction, objectives, active learning activities, guidelines and assessments, and a reflection. I will give you guidance about the steps needed to capture your ideas and build out an engaging online at any level. Step 1 is to start with the end in mind. This is the foundation of your teaching plan. The backward design by Williams and McTighe is about starting with the goals in mind and setting clear goals for what students will learn. For example, what do you want the student to accomplish? What skills do you want them to master? The second step is benefits and challenges. A study conducted by Kim, Liu, and Bong demonstrated that students want to study online because it represents challenges and benefits. I would say, no matter the level, students need to know the benefits for them. For example, benefits include studying from home, using the household internet, pursuing education while working, or stay safe because of COVID. Some challenges include not having a fast internet connection, a good computer, or a quiet learning space. Teaching online allows us to use techniques we know work in the face-to-face classroom and adapt them to an online setting. A study conducted by Castle and McGuire showed that students from different geographical areas and backgrounds could benefit from online education. Porter explained how motivation is essential for learners to participate actively and be successful. This can be achieved with interaction and communication between peers and teachers. Let's consider language or computer lab experience as an example. These activities can be set as a student-to-student or as a student-to-instructor interaction. Some questions that arise when designing the course are: is this a learning experience online or face-to-face? How do you want the student to show you the outcomes or deliverables? Step 3 is about setting clear expectations with measurable objectives for your units, modules, or lessons. Align the learning objectives with activities. Oberlin College and Conservatory suggested setting clear expectations. For instance, set the goals and determine the priorities. Be sure to set expectations for your virtual learning environment, like joining in a quiet place, and encourage the student to do so. Promote the use of NMS app. Turn on the video and mute the microphone until needed to speak. When you consider science and technology, for example, in the Principle of Technology class, if you want the student to learn about Arduino, a type of circuit, or specific software, you need to know the level of understanding and detail you want the student to achieve. What related content do you want them to capture? What activities, actions, or strategies will help students reach their learning goals? What software? Are they going to use Tinkercad or the 3D printer? Those questions will help you build the measurable objective. For this case or scenario, I will suggest the following: elaborate on an objective. Plan. Align your activities. Step 4 is about creating a blueprint or a plan that includes the following elements: an introduction or overview of the content for each module, align program, course, and module learning objectives, use active learning activities, assessments, and include the guidelines, use assessments and sequencing, as well as consider accessibility. Include the guidelines like detailed instructions, rubric, and checklists. Students are digital learners. According to Harvard University, it is necessary to increase interactivity. It is essential to engage students in using polls like Poll Everywhere on Mentimeter and quizzes embedded into lectures or interactive like Kahoot or PeerTech. utilize their previous knowledge by getting students working on a collaborative doc like Google Doc or OneDrive. Group the students to answer specific questions in break rooms and make them share their explanation with the other groups. Involve students in small discussion groups. Use a variety of instructional strategies to include emerging technology. Bonwell and Asen explain that active learning occurs when the instructional activities involve students doing things or thinking and wondering about what they are doing. This figure shows some examples. Are you using any of them? Do you want to integrate them to your practice? Do you want to know more about these activities? This figure summarizes the activities programmed in different online environments. Many activities programmed in online settings can be synchronous or asynchronous. To make the learning experience interactive, engaging, and purposeful, strategies are critical to triggering and sustaining active learning activities and course engagement. For a truly online educational program, we recommend to modify synchronous group activities to be asynchronous. In this figure, you will see how individual synchronous, group synchronous, or group asynchronous, individual asynchronous activities are grouped. You can select from this list. Step 5 is about assessment techniques. You are familiar with the grading schema based on letters or percentages when teaching. However, grades should not be based only on exam or quizzes. The reward system should include a variety of ways like minute papers in response to questions, case studies, peer reviews, and other active learning activities that can be graded quickly with meaningful feedback. Angelo and Cross explain how classroom assessment techniques will provide feedback about teaching and learning process. Some examples of classroom assessment techniques are shown in this figure. Are you using some of them? Do you want to include them into your practice? Accessibility in education is an essential process that allows the development of educational opportunities based on the needs of people of a variety of backgrounds, learning styles, and abilities. Johnson and Fox explain that the population of students with disabilities at university has increased, as well as that population in schools. When a course is designed to create better opportunity for learners, the materials are accessible to all. The American with Disabilities Act became a law in 1990. Based on the United States Department of Justice, the definition of a disability is a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. This figure shows some of the ideas that you can include in your course. Step 6 is about use an instructional design model like ISTE, because when designing a course, Horton explained that the design process never follows a smooth straight line when applying ISTE process. It is a cycle required to consider multiple perspectives like the students, the instructor, the teacher, and the administration. Design active learning activities require good quality of instructional design. Consider finding a mentor, a colleague, or maybe an instructional designer like me to discuss and enhance your lesson plan. ISTE is an instructional design model that is the acronym of Analyze, Design, Develop, Implement, and Evaluate. This model was developed in 1975 by Florida State University for the U.S. Army. Today, it is commonly used as an instructional design framework. Analyze means we need to consider the course goal, plan, who, what, where, when, and how. Design requires creating a blueprint or a technical description aligned with the goal. Develop the course to build the students' engagement through the course materials, technology, assessment, and accessibility. The implementation means that we roll out and teach, take notes, and have the students' feedback. The evaluation phase is the more challenging one and is the analysis of the student's performance by the instructor feedback, surveys, and other data. Another step is number 7, plan for a regular engagement. This one requires set up the class sessions. They can be scheduled or recorded, use weekly announcements, schedule office hours, use break rooms, the polls, the chat, simulation, presentations, article analysis, case studies, reviews, role play, and others. Design different types of discussion forums. Use other engagement tools like Panopto, Teams, or VoiceThread. There are different types of discussion boards for active learning, like Build a Community, Read Reflections, Hot Seats, Discussion Board with Application, or Structured Debate. In summary, it is essential to consider this variety of tools as well as to provide the human touch. Step 8 is quality, innovation, and resources. Use innovation and refresh the resources based on the student feedback. The last stage of ISTE model is about evaluating the learning experience. It is essential to investigate how the learning experience impacted the student. This can be done by analyzing the course statistics and implementing a survey for the students to collect feedback about the course. Pay attention to the feedback and implement new research-based activities aligned with the objectives. Use the Quality Matters rubric or Sony Online Oscar rubric to help ensure that the course is student-centered. Using the rubrics based on standard, you will ensure the course is well designed, well presented, improved, and of high quality. For designing an engaging and successful online class, it is fundamental to consider this variety of tools and provide a human connection when collaborating. The design of an engaging and successful online course requires to start with the end in mind, considering the benefits and challenges. Set clear expectations, create a blueprint, use assessment techniques as well as ISTE model, plan for regular engagement, quality innovations, and add as many resources as you can. Remember to increase engagement by increasing interaction between students and student instructor. It is crucial that both participate and be part of the active learning and communication activities. I want to thank our team of members that supported me in this presentation. Our team of instructional designers, multimedia, and instructional technology team. Thanks to Maggie, Justin, Maritza, Chris, and our executive director, Latonya, to support me. Thanks for being here and listen to my presentation. You can download the resources for this conference. They are available if you use QR code, or you can access the resources from this session using the ISTE site. All the references are listed. Access the references when you can, and if you have questions, you can email me anytime. Let me know if you have questions or want to talk about your courses. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the poster and the resources.